Hi, my name is Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Marketing Engine. And today we're going to talk about why your last marketing agency failed you and how you can fix it. This is one of the problems that we encounter a lot of times when clients come to us and need help and they're stuck. And I'm going to break this down so that you don't have to be in that position again with any agency that you hire. And it's going to give you a clear roadmap forward. So stay tuned and I'll break it down for you. Like I mentioned in the intro, many times we have clients come to us, and unfortunately, they've had bad experiences with other marketing agencies, or they've brought even an individual into their team, an employee or contractor, to help with marketing, and it turns out that it fails. It doesn't work well. They don't get the results that they want and need, and it ends up being a waste of time, which is the resource we can't get back, and money, which is obviously we want to be conscious of how we invest our funds as entrepreneurs, as business owners. And because this is such a frequent, challenge that we work our clients through, I wanted to break down the process that we go through for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because if you follow this process, regardless of if you choose to work with us or somebody else, then you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to make the best choices and get the best return on your investment of time and money. And also, it's when we go into a new situation, we're not experienced with working with that type of person, or we have so much going on in other areas of the business, it's easy to lose track or lose focus. And then we're not actually supporting the folks that we bring in to help us. And that causes challenges as well. And so the first thing that is really critical to be aware of and pay attention to when you move into a new marketing initiative, when you hire a marketing agency, is to make sure that they can break down for you the process that they're going to follow in order to do effective research and determine who you are as a company, who you serve, who you want to target and who you want to attract. Too many times I've walked in these situations where a client has been working with another agency or a a marketing person in their office whose focus gets off track. And it's really common, it's really easy to occur. But when that occurs, the negatives from that is you end up spending a bunch of money on things that don't produce results. You end up spending a bunch of time on things that are not leading you in the right direction. And that's because you don't have a clear plan, a clear roadmap of what you're intending to do. And that ends up being a huge challenge. But the foundational piece of that is for whoever is going to be doing your marketing, they first need to understand who you are as a company. Because if they don't understand who you are as a company, then they don't know how to present your value to the marketplace in such a way that they're going to attract the prospects that you want to speak, ultimately are going to become your clients. The other aspect is once you have that, whoever's doing your marketing has an understanding of who you are as a company, then the other part that's really critical is to have a clear document that says, here is our ideal client avatar. Here is our perfect customer. Here is who we're targeting. Here's who we want to attract. And with those two pieces, understanding what your business is all about, the important parts that need to be presented and marketed to your audience, to your marketplace, and then understanding who the ideal customer is, that's the first step in really building a strategy and a plan that is going to move you forward. And there's definitely times where I present this process to folks that we're working with, and they say, well, that seems like it's going to take a bunch of time. I just want to get into taking action and getting results. And I totally understand that feeling. It's something that we all have as entrepreneurs, as business owners. We want to drive forward. We want to get results. We want to push and accomplish something. And it's absolutely the right intention. The challenge comes when we think that we can just dive into taking action without having a clear plan. And in order to have a clear plan, again, we have to have those foundational research pieces: who you are as a company, what you're about, what you offer, and then who your perfect customer is. Who do you want to attract? So that's the first step that needs to be in place. The second piece that's really important to understand is that marketing takes time to establish and gain momentum and get results. And I was speaking with a client earlier today and talking to them, and we reviewed the whole year of marketing that we had done with them. And we just broke down the numbers of what results they were getting. This specific client was in the personal injury space. It's one of the industries that we serve. And when we started working with them, it was in January of last year, and their website was a disaster. because their old vendor didn't really support them or didn't really pay attention to what was needed there. They didn't have ads running that were effective. Their ad account was a mess. They had another account shut down that they were trying to use. There was just a bunch of mess and disaster. And so our process that we often take clients through is when they're in that situation, we first clean up the destinations that we want people to go to. Because if you're driving traffic or you're spending ad dollars or you're promoting and marketing and somebody is going to an ineffective landing page or an ineffective website that does not have the right information, the right calls to action that are going to attract people and help them take the next step, then you're just, again, spinning your wheels. So with this client, we spent our first few months together cleaning up messes from the past, things that weren't working, eliminating things that weren't, important anymore, and we got their marketing really established. So by when we got into April, May, June, we were starting to launch ad campaigns. And then as we proceeded, we started seeing the number of cases that were coming in for them increase from middle of July into August, and then August forward through end of the year, their case numbers kept increasing. And as I was having that conversation with the client today, I said, what's the investment that you've made? What are the results that we're getting? How can we increase those for you? And that's always one of the conversations that I like having, because once there is a foundation of marketing in place, things are cleaned up, we know who we're targeting, and we start to build out marketing, that's when the momentum happens. And so the second thing that you really need to remember after the first of getting research done, both on who you are as a company and who your ideal, client is, the second thing is really to set and understand the clear expectations of how long it may take to get marketing really optimized and performing well. Anyone that says, I can come in and start generating leads for you in a week or less, or 2 weeks or less, or even 30 days or less, is not going to be in a position that they can accurately target the right people. They're going to bring in leads that aren't effective for you. And they're also telling you something that just doesn't work in the laws of marketing and the principles of marketing. So setting a proper expectation and realizing that it's going to take 3 to 4 months to get a baseline established. And then over the course of the rest of the year, that's when you're going to really see momentum and traction. And again, this always kind of goes against what we want as business owners, as entrepreneurs. We want to see fast results. We want to see momentum. We want to be taking action. But if we don't take these important foundational steps, then we actually are creating a much longer timeline. When I've seen agencies come in and do this type of approach with lack of planning or research, or not really setting that expectation of how long it's going to take, that's when I see clients spend 6 to 8 months, at most, and their things aren't on track. There's no plan or foundation, and then they pull out and stop. And while that's understandable if there's not the proper plan and research and foundational pieces in place, when you rush into something to take action without a plan, you burn time, you burn money, and you end up exactly where you were, except for you've spent all that time and money. And so being patient with your marketing while making sure that you have clear milestones and objectives that you're hitting at every stage so you know that you're progressing in the right direction is absolutely critical. The third piece that's really important is not just to do the research and not just to have those expectations set of how long this is going to take to build up and get results, but it's actually to document that plan, that roadmap, or is what we call here a business marketing engine, or BME for short, the BME blueprint. So when we engage with our clients, we do the research first. We really determine where they're at. We set clear expectations of the process that we're going to walk through that's going to help them achieve a marketing engine that they can control. And then we build a full plan for the next 12 months that says, here's how this is going to be executed. Here's the steps, and here's the process we're going to guide you through. And well, like I said, and I've kind of said throughout the show today, some of that feels like a slowdown. In reality, it gives you the foundation and it helps you speed up over time and ultimately get the results that you want. As I was talking to that client earlier today, we talked through the numbers and said, what's the process been like? What feedback do you have? Where can we improve? What are the numbers telling us? And as we broke down the numbers, we took a look at this client's investment in their advertising across all the different channels that are moving them forward. And we saw that they were getting over a 10x return on their ad spend. So they were putting in, they put in $1,000 and they get 10,000 back. They put in 10,000 and they get 100,000 back. And so that's the perspective that we all need to have when it comes to marketing is what's the investment that we're making? What's the return on investment? And how do we continue to stabilize and build the marketing foundation so that over time, all of your marketing channels are producing, performing, and getting you the results that you want? If that sounds like a process that you're interested in exploring, we'd love to have a conversation with you. You can head over to businessmarketingengine.com and contact us there, or comment down below or shoot me a message, because regardless of where you are today, establishing clear research and having effective knowledge there, setting expectations, and then building a clear roadmap, a blueprint that is going to show you exactly where you need to go next. Those are the steps that I would encourage you to take to make sure that you're getting the maximum return on investment. And over time, just like the client I spoke to today, you can be in a position where you can get 5x, 10x, or even 15x return on the investment that you're making in your marketing and in your advertising. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you need anything, please reach out. I appreciate you taking time to tune into the show today, and we will see you tomorrow.